Before I start talking about Canva, design, AI, social media, I want to tell you why do we need those platforms at the Kumon Center. It actually, my story, we all have stories, and mine started when one of my students came back after 2 years, pausing the program and wanted to continue with math. So the first day that he came back, I had to ask, Henry, what happened? You were doing great in math, in a short period of time. In 6 months, he was able to achieve level G. He was doing awesome academically. He was very involved with sport, very wonderful family. And then without any pausing, any hesitation, he said, Miss Miriam, this place felt like a prison, smelled like a prison. And that was alarming. I asked him, what is the smell of a prison? You're only 10 years old. And then I was just joking with him. I said, maybe I should have been a better prison guard because it seemed like I wasn't able to lock you in my jail. But joke on the side, I was driving home and started thinking, why this student that is doing awesome, motivated to do math, doing great, why is he feeling that way? I really need to change the philosophy of how I am running Kumon Center. And then on the very first day I came back, I said, things need to change here. That answer stayed with me for a long time. Here was a student who was doing well, he was ahead, on paper everything was working, and he still felt like he was serving a sentence. That broke my heart a little, honestly. So I started asking myself a different question. Not how do I get students to work harder, but how do I build a place they actually want to come back to? My students walking in twice a week, my staff, and even me walking to the center. This is the first poster that they will see. It was designed in Canva, and I really wanted to emphasize on the positive words. So it's not me telling them that Kumon is about possibilities, independence, mastery. I really wanted them to see those powerful, positive words, that it's not just me telling them. How many times do you try to advise one student and does it work? No, of course not. They're very polite, they will listen, but it's not me telling you that Kumon is so wonderful that it's going to be making you a successful person. But you're going to see this over and over again. Not regarding Kumon. Eventually, this is going to affect me. Whatever I do, maybe later, maybe years from now. So come on in. Let me show you around. This is what a student sees on their way in. Past the front desk, past the shelves, and then we get to the part every single student stops at, the shop. Keeping students motivated does not have to be expensive, but every single thing in this room is there on purpose, because the room is telling students something before anyone says a word to them. These words are the values of our center: practice, progress, mastery, confidence, perseverance, and my favorite one, effort. I want every student to know that success is not only getting everything right, it is trying, practicing, coming back after a mistake, not giving up. Those are the things we cheer for out loud every single day. Now let's be honest with each other for a moment. Kumon is hard. We believe in our students and they really can do it. But it is still hard. And in my center, that difficulty shows up in two completely different ways. On one side, I have students who are behind. A 5th grader who cannot do 3-digit subtraction, a 7th grader in pre-algebra who still counts on her fingers, a student who can read a passage out loud and not understand a word of it. They are at school all day feeling behind, and then they come to us. Imagine how tiring that is. On the other side, I have students who are years ahead. We look at them and think they must feel wonderful, but they carry pressure from parents, from school, and mostly from themselves. When everyone expects you to do well, every single test feels enormous. Two very different problems, the same need underneath. Both of them need motivation. And before motivation, both of them need to feel understood. So how do we find out how a student is feeling? Usually they tell us, just not in words. A student walks in crying, a student is angry over nothing, a student writes something rude on the worksheet. The easy conclusion is this child hates Kumon. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with Kumon. I take the student aside and I ask one gentle question: what happened? Maybe something happened at school, maybe something happened at home, maybe they forgot their homework and finished 3 packets in the car on their way here. Of course, they are done. So I stopped asking myself, why is this student giving me a hard time? And I started asking, what kind of hard time is this student having? Same student, completely different response from me. Here is something I truly believe. You cannot motivate someone you have no connection with. Think about it honestly. If a stranger walked up to you right now and started giving you advice about your life, you would not take it. If someone you trust said the exact same sentence, you just might. Students are no different. That is why I keep coming back to connection before correction. And I want to be very clear here because this gets misheard. This is not lowering the bar. We can say, I know this is hard, and then we say, I also know you can do this. Nothing about the expectation changed. Everything about whether the student can hear it changed. For a long time, something puzzled me. Students start Kumon so excited, and a few months later, that excitement is gone. I wanted to understand why, so I did something a little ridiculous. I became a Kumon student myself. I started Level D worksheets. I put a reminder on my calendar, and I planned to do a few pages a day. The first weeks were great. The reminder came up, I did my pages, I checked it off. Then life got busy. The reminder came up, and I thought, I will do it later. Later became tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. And I stopped. Think about that. I am an instructor. I know exactly why this work matters, and I still stopped. So I tried one more thing. I put my Level D binder on my desk where every student could see it, and every time I finished my pages, I gave myself one of our tokens. Now, those tokens are worthless to me. I cannot buy anything with them, but my students could see the jar. They could see whether it was filling up, and it worked because I did not want them noticing I was stuck on the same page. That is when it finally landed for me. All of us need a little extra motivation, not because we are lazy, because we are human. So we give students tokens, and not only for finishing work, for passing an achievement test, for moving up a level, for writing neatly, for a good attitude, for not giving up, and sometimes for nothing they expected at all, because surprise recognition is the most powerful kind. One small rule for my staff though: we try not to say good job. Good job is background noise. Say, I noticed you wrote out all your steps. Say, I saw you not give up on that page. Say, your handwriting is better than last week. When you are specific, the student knows you were actually watching. Your pen is moving the whole time. Your pencil is beautiful. We also use the TV screens in the waiting room. I build the slides in Canva, and they show birthdays, achievements, level completions, goal progress, and events. Students absolutely love seeing themselves up there. Some of them walk in and look at the screen before they look at me. And here is the part I did not plan. When one student sees another student on that screen, they start asking how they get up there too. The TV stopped being decoration. It became a motivation tool. All of this works, and all of it stops working if I do exactly the same thing every month. Students get bored, so I'm always asking, what is the next thing? Seasonal challenges, passport programs, team competitions, goal setting, ice cream socials. This summer, we ran a FIFA summer challenge. I built it with Canva and some AI tools, and honestly, it did not cost much. We bought a few prizes and invented ways to earn points. They absolutely loved it. They kept asking, how do I earn more points? How do I get another entry? And here's the thing, they were doing the same Kumon worksheets they always do. It just felt like something was happening. I steal ideas too, happily. I follow other instructors online, and I take what they are doing and bend it to fit Kumon. We all teach the same curriculum. We do not all have to build the same experience.
Yeah, especially the World Cup.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm enjoying it too.
Really?
Now I want to talk about AI. And I know that when I say that word, some of you tense up a little. I get it. But I do not think AI replaces instructors, and I would not use it if I did. I think of it as a tool. Canva, CapCut, ChatGPT, and Gemini save me real time on posts, flyers, captions, certificates, videos, and parent messages. Every one of those things takes forever from a blank page, and every minute I get back is a minute I can spend with a student. Gemini comes with Kumon Workspace, so you can build a library in Google Drive instead of starting from nothing every month. I will say this clearly though, I do not use it blindly. I never copy and paste and walk away. I use it to get started and then I rewrite it until it sounds like me. It is still my relationship with that family. AI just gets me to the first draft faster. The other thing I had to learn is that I do not have to do all of it myself. One of my wonderful high school staff members creates content for me. She takes the photos and the videos, she makes the drafts, and she saves everything to a shared folder. I review it and I post it when I am ready. That one change fixed something I did not expect. I am not waking up thinking I need to make a post today. There is already a library waiting for me. I post from it instead of building from scratch every time. I know. Can you, what?
What happens if I help you? Will I get one of these?
You're gonna get paid. I do not treat social media as only a marketing channel. Yes, it brings families in, but I mostly use it on the students I already have. When a student finishes a level or hits a goal, I post it. Then they walk in and I ask, "Did you see your picture? Is your mom following our page?" They light up. One tells me his grandmother saw it. One tells me her teacher saw it. Some of the little ones are convinced Kumon headquarters posted them personally, and I have decided not to correct that. The point is not the reach. The point is that the student feels proud and seen. Everything I have described falls apart if I am the only one doing it. So I retrained my staff, not because they were doing a bad job, they were not, but because I wanted us all pointed at the same thing, which is kindness and relationships. I looked for a training on iKumon and I could not find the one I wanted, so I wrote my own on how to be a kind Kumon assistant, and it changed how I hire. I am not screening first for academic ability. I can teach you to grade a worksheet. I cannot teach you to be patient with a 9-year-old who is melting down. So I hire for kindness first. And I want to say this part plainly because it is not a soft policy. Kindness is not extra, it is the job. If someone cannot be patient and kind with students, this is not the right place for them. I tell my staff, if you are having a genuinely terrible day, text me and stay home. I would rather be short-staffed than have that walk onto the floor. Because students do not remember what we said. They remember how we made them feel.
Oh,
You, Sarah?
I was looking for a job and saw a listing in 2013 on Craigslist, and you were hiring.
Right. And I remember after you left, after the interview, or we went.
Which brings me to what I think an assistant's real job is. Most people would say grading, data entry, preparing folders, and those matter. But the most important thing they do is build relationships. I want every single student to have at least one staff member they are comfortable with, someone they will ask for help, someone they look forward to seeing. So I give my staff one simple target. In a 4-hour shift, write down 4 short notes about 4 students you talk to. It can be tiny, asked about soccer, talked about summer camp, congratulated her on the recital. It does not need to be a conversation. It needs to be a start. I would love to talk to every student every day, and I simply cannot. I need my staff for that. And none of this removes the work. The worksheets still get done. The expectations do not move. We are just making sure no one is doing the hard part alone.
Okay, thank you. Yes. If you can skip this stuff, that's fine. But then I will make sure that we get
But someone's a longer problem than me. I did most of the steps and I skipped like some.
So let me leave you with this. Students will not remember every worksheet they completed. I promise you they will not. But they will remember who encouraged them, who believed in them, who celebrated them, who made them feel capable. That is what a happy Kumon center is to me. It is not about making Kumon easier. It is about making sure no student ever feels like they are doing something this hard all by themselves. Thank you so much for spending this time with me.